All right, hello and welcome everyone to Divine Right of Kings. Oh, and we already have people in chat. Hello everyone. Uh Welcome to the first session of Divine Right of Kings, our Lancer stream. Uh let's start off with some context, shall we? More than 2000 years ago, when Union was a very different beast, Caracas and Union had a war, and when the fleets confronted each other, Union's main batteries fired not at the other fleet, but at the planet itself. Many of the Caracan defenders split off to deflect those shells, to save as many people as possible, and even the two shells that hit home on Caracas changed that planet forever. It is now 5016 U. The universe is a very different place. It has been 500 years since the very bloody civil war in which that version of Union was overthrown. And now Union seeks its utopian ideals, even while its member states, including the baronies themselves, do not always conform to those ideals. We find ourselves on the planet of Passacalia's Promise, a small world in between Union and Baronic space. Um, but most importantly, when those shells were deflected, one of the ones that flew off through parabolic happenstance landed here and tore its biosphere apart. This planet is a desert and a wasteland with a small oasis on it, ruled over by its house, the House of Kings. It is it exports glitz and glamour, a model of the Baronic lifestyle, and uses its position in history to shame Union and play on its fears, to celebrate how much better the baronies are than their once rival and now political, uh, shall we say, political ally, but at a deep discomfort. And it is on this world where the Baronic system of nobility and ignobility strain against one another that we find a large mech as the sun begins to rise and construction equipment is being torn apart. Uh, Hero, would you like to describe your mech?
Uh, my mech is made up of a bunch of separate parts that sort of seem like they've been welded together hastily. And the whole thing is spray painted like a dark green. Uh, and it also has like a huge sword.
Love this. And that huge sword, right? Like we see that huge sword cleaving apart construction equipment. For one of the dome, the of Promise's great biosphere domes that the highest and wealthiest live on this world. Um, Here, let me get this angle good. There we go. Actually, every angle could include the domes in the skyline, because it's deeply upsetting. Um, and sort of as you like pull your sword through, and you just so this is a construction area for one of those domes, but it's also surrounded by these sheet metal shacks of the immigrant laborers and the poorest people who live here, um, and it's those same construction equipment are going to tear through those living spaces, um, except for this one lone mech halting their hungry progress, uh, through the people who live here. Um,
um, I think I'm going to like once I've destroyed like essentially ripped apart a bunch of this equipment. Bastion is going to uh hop out of his mech. Hero's going to hop out of his mech and like spray paint a big leaf on the side of like, I don't know, whatever the largest structure is,
Hell yeah.
and then gonna hop back in.
And as you're about to climb in, um, you see on one of the sort of the corrugated steel roofs, there's this kid who can't be like older than like 3 years old. And they have like a piece of paper that kind of looks like the leaf, and they sort of wave it at you in that way that like toddlers will just like gesture and try to figure out what the response will be, and they like wave the thing in their hands towards in the air at you, kind of to say hello. How does Hero respond?
Uh, I think Hero like sort of tries to like duck and hide and get back in the mech.
Awesome. As you like ride off into the the morning sunlight, there's sort of the kid cheers as you ride off into the morning sunlight. Um, and hello everyone. Welcome to Divine Right of Kings. It's good to have you. There's our proper introduction moment. Does anyone want to be introduced next?
I'll volunteer.
Go for it. Oh, can we wait for you?
Certainly.
I did plan for you to be middle or last.
Excellent.
I then volunteer.
Awesome. Yes. We're going to cut from that, construction site devouring the lives of these poor folks all the way over to this the embassy of Smith Shimano Corpo, manufacturer of luxe goods and prime genetically engineered uh, uh, optimized, shall we say, individuals for any need or circumstance. And we cut over to the Smith Shimano Corpo embassy. Pen, do you want to introduce yourself?
Yeah, sure thing. I mean, I'm not anywhere customer facing whatsoever currently. I'm probably just in the break room, hanging out. What time of day is it? Am I supposed to be in school right now?
Like early morning, mid morning. We're warming up to our first meeting, so like wherever you are in the lead up to that.
I see. Okay, cool. Yeah, I'm probably just, my parents live real close and I like hanging out with them when I can. I think they're neat folks. So I've just been hanging out in the break room, eating the free breakfast that's supplied here for all employees. Like employees though.
Mm-hmm.
Not like janitors or whatever. They don't count.
Oh,
I know, I was saying it, I'm like, this is gross. But
it
also
hurts me.
but also, Penn, kind of a dickhead.
Sometimes we're all got some learning to do.
It's not that janitors are bad. Penn has a lot of respect for them. It's just
Of
that they're not
course.
real employees.
And there it is.
Um,
Whew.
they're not
Yeah.
salaried.
So
Jesus
Pen, I
Christ.
think you get another message, and under that one message from a username that is just the word contact. That's the username.
Yeah.
Sort of that one's gonna tuck slightly off the edge of your screen, so we can't quite read it yet. But there for the discerning viewer catching the foreshadowing.
Yes.
You have a message from one Amelie Elizabetha Cornetta Beatrice Castor. It is somehow like the header of the message she sent you, the text message she sent you, right? In this like loopy handwritten font. graciously, and like it's a little bit obsequious, not like in an insulting way, and like a we're playing a fun game way, inviting you to a grand ball at the very heart of Passacalia's promise, hosted by House of Kings itself.
Well, Amelie knows that I hate these, but also I'm obsessed with them at the same time. It is
She's
yes,
even
of
offering
course.
you a
We've
plus
talked
one.
about this previously.
She's saying like +1 offered, but also implying that you're a loser if you don't have a +1, but like not in a hard way, in like a subtle, like mild, you know, jab kind of a way.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I'm glad that I have a +1 this time. Previously, invitations that she's gotten for me haven't included one, so this is better. At least she's accepting. The fact that I do in fact go out with people. Thank you. Um,
I have a question about Penn. Do they in fact go out with people?
um, they hook up with people, which is almost the same thing.
Oh no.
No, they find. I mean, I should say to nobody's surprise, they're they're not a big fan of most of their peers.
Okay.
They're kind of in that in an awkward rage spot where this is the world they know, and also everything about it sucks, but they don't know how to not be in it. So no, they don't really go out with people, but they would if they found someone that they thought was actually worth it.
I love this. And Penn, what is the thing you do to prepare before you go to the meet with Contact?
I think I give myself enough time that before meeting up with Contact, I'm gonna just swing by the like technically independent coffee store that's on the first floor of the building, and get myself something. I mean, they do zhuzh it up very nicely, but in its original state it is sad and prepackaged.
The
And they just make
coffees
it look
on that
fancy.
independent coffee shop are all named after like particular figures from Karrakin history, especially very early Karrakin history.
Amazing. I
It's
hate
like
it. And
there is a Passacalian brew, but there's also one for each of the 4 city-states. There's also a throne brew. There's also there is one for Tyrannus, although like it's a little like it's like those like extra double black coffees.
yeah. Just to celebrate that I finally got my official invitation from Amelie. I think I am gonna go for the throne coffee.
It's fine.
Yeah, I mean none of
because
them are
it's the
good.
one that everyone would go for. So you know, like when people make
Yeah.
a deeply neutral for it's when you make something that's for everyone, it ends up not being like particularly good for anyone. It's like a perfectly fine, acceptable coffee.
Yeah. I mean, and the secret is that
it has
all
some
of
like
these
baking spices in it. Like it's just an everyman's coffee.
It's deeply mid.
Yeah.
Welcome to
I
the
mean,
mid of
none of the
coffee.
coffees here are good.
I love this.
But no shade to the people who work here. Obviously, it is entirely the fault of whoever is in charge of managing.
Oh, 100%.
It's not that the employees are unskilled. They're great.
No. Right. Bookkeeper, do you mind if we transition over to you?
Not at all. Bookkeeper is a normal-looking, brown-haired, slightly mousy young man, around 21, 23, little baby boy. He is in his tiny but very nice apartment over a, oh god, what are those downtown. Oh God, not a grocery store, but the smaller gas station-esque ones.
Yeah, like a convenience store.
Like a convenience store. God, what are the ones that are like? Fuck, I can't
Bodega?
remember the name of it.
Bodega,
Corner-
thank you.
Bodega. Yes, that's over a bodega. It's very cheap. It's a little loud, but that's what data plating and
Gonna
turning
go
off your
get
ears
your
is for.
sandwich and your orange drink and your bag of chips.
Here, we're
Yeah.
gonna angle.
Timely
we're gonna angle it so
reference.
we feel the presence of the dome. House of Kings dome really does just loom over the skyline. I'm sorry. I'm just very happy with it. I worked hard on it.
Very good.
Ah.
Bookkeeper will put on
Yeah.
his.
What are you doing in the bodega when she contacts you?
I am leaving for my morning coffee. It's Turkish, and a lot of important low-level people stop there on their way to work. It's a good place to chat with people and pick things up.
That's amazing. That's delightful. Yeah, there's a lot of people going their way to work. There's some, I'm mean, a lot of people going that way to work, right? It's different depending on what neighborhood of the city you're in, right? So you aren't seeing spaceport workers here. You're seeing investors and lower level clerks that work for noble people, and you're seeing different yes, you're seeing you're seeing the local chief of police, and like when we say chief of police, they're officially like the guard. They're like the head of the guard for House of Kings, not their personal guard but for the city. So they're in sort of the House of Kings sort of mint green and gold and white. You can tell that like he loves this beat because it is super chill. Because you're in sort of the not the ritziest apartment buildings, but perhaps the sort of the apartments and the office buildings, right? The business district that like we feel cool because we're business boys and we're doing business. Part of that city. Yeah. And as you sort of look at the head of the police sipping his coffee, you hear the voice of this like sort of like gravelly old woman in your ear, sort of unbidden in your earpiece go, "Well, are you a warrior?"
I am going to remind her that she gets to call once a day for emergencies and to message me otherwise.
I think you
It's been
being
going on for too
boring is
long.
an emergency.
I know you want to go for a walk. It's okay. It's okay. Soon. Just sleep for a little longer.
Let's be clear
and
about this arrangement. You need to show me that you're a warrior. You need to show me that you can handle it. Then we can go on a walk.
All right. What does the police chief have to say? We usually say hi.
He kind of doesn't because you're not someone important.
Really? I see.
Like he like give like there was kind of like a blank nod when he walked in, but like he's all in on this coffee.
Hell yeah.
He did not order a Turkish coffee. He ordered like a frappuccino.
That's some nerve.
Yeah.
Terrible.
Yeah.
I'm gonna enjoy my Turkish coffee and watch it bubble up in the sand and guiltily chew on a couple of the grinds and hope nobody can see me because that's terrible manners.
That's so cute. How have you had coffee that's like this like level of like?
Yeah, no, I've been going here
Intense.
for days, weeks.
Okay, I was gonna ask. Like, we know that Bookkeeper is from you're not from around here, right? How long have you been on planet?
Couple months.
Okay.
I will roll if you let me. Can I roll word on the street? I have +2 in it. to gossip with the mid-level people who
Yeah,
frequently
go
the
for
forums, like
it.
I do every morning.
So
All
roll
right.
me d20 plus the number on your skill trigger.
This is gonna okay. D6,
And if you do,
D3.
you say you do this a lot, you've been coming here regularly. I'll give
Mhm.
you advantage on that. So take 1 level advantage on that.
Is the Lancer roller gonna work for that?
Yes.
So plus, oh, fuck.
Oh no, I need to not zoom around. I'm sorry, everyone watching, for my impulse to
Cool.
teleport across the table at breakneck speeds.
You fool, the
I'm
camera.
sure
The
people don't
camera
mind.
work, you fool.
Anyone watching the stream has piloted a mech before. They're immune to robot sickness, right? Right. Fine. So this looks right. Accuracy +1, statistic bonus +2. Deploy.
Yeah,
All
you
right.
should
Let's see what
roll,
we
and
got.
hopefully we get to see what you rolled. Aha, you rolled
Huh?
a 14. That is, so the way Lancer rolling works is that unless there's special conditions, you're rolling against a 10 when we're in narrative.
Okay.
And I assume you
So-
want to get higher?
And what are you like? Yeah, 10 or above. And bookkeeper, what specifically are you looking for in this moment?
Well, my project, the reason I'm here is I'm not quite sure exactly what its point is, but I want to capture the difference between a middle of nowhere planet, a Union planet, and a Barony planet. The difference, not so much of the reality, but the perception that people on the ground have both of their own planet and the rest of the universe. I want to see exactly what people think is happening. And
Yeah. I think what you've noticed sort of across these months is that a lot of the folk here on Union planets, there's more of an urge to discuss sort of politics and galactic happenstance. But here, you feel there's an accepting of things as they are.
Mhm.
So like when the chief of the guard, right, the police chief doesn't care, doesn't notice people. No one questions that.
Mhm.
Well, like, yeah, that's how it is, right? Um, there's an adage that the baronies the Karakin trade baronies like to refer to themselves using that they're the longest unbroken civilization in history. Um, like the longest unbroken chain of human civilization history, and part of that comes with it a sense that things as they are not directly possible to be shifted. And that's not necessarily the case all over the city, but that's especially the case in the places that you've been. Um, because you live with folks who go to office jobs, who sort of have these more stable lives. Even like you'll notice like some of the people who come to the coffee shops, like different that level of like ambient security is different for some folks. Some folks do not
Mhm.
live in as nice of places, but they still have an office job because they've done as close as they can do to making it in the current political environment that's in front of them. Or they're climbing their way up as best as they can, as much as is available to them. But on top of that layer of like it is what it is, there's sort of a what kind of surprised you? So when you were at a Union college and they were talking about what it's like in the baronies, what kind of surprised you is that there's this shared understanding that the way things are isn't copacetic. That this system is not treating us good. And because especially it's a more affluent area, but largely the people who work here are ignoble, are not born into nobility, are not born into that sort of like very feudal system of values that especially here on Passacalia's Promise people hang on to a lot. House of Kings is very specifically neo-Passacalian. They're really into the idea of returning to some greater imagined past where we had these powerful leaders. But the people on the ground, even though they don't necessarily believe that change is possible, there's this sense of like we understand these uglinesses of our society, and we just accept that they're happening because that is what they are. That is how they have been. That is how they will continue to be. And so people like less likely to speak up against figures of authority necessarily because they understand where they stand in that hierarchy.
Is there a sense of community that's a lot tighter than in among the disenfranchised and among the people who are just trying to work through the day and know things are messed up? They're
I mean,
they look happy, right?
there is, I mean, I mean, I think
So
the ignoble people who are well off, they look like they have a stronger sense of like maybe like stability, like emotional security, but at the same time, they are often at the coffee shop alone. They are
really,
often like
yeah,
look. There's
okay.
this ambient sadness in the sort of the because they've had to put sort of this isolation filter on in order to have that stable life, right? They've had to sort of isolate themselves from the realities of the disparity happening around them. Because like a lot of people do, right? They'll put these blinders on and they're like, I can't look at all of the misery in this situation, but I can get through my day and have a good day just with myself. Whereas you notice like some of the folks who aren't necessarily used to this life of sort of upper middle class stability, right? Will be together. They'll be friends.
Mhm.
It's weird. It's really weird because you came from a union college and you're now right. You're now attending this college in the Baronies, and one of the things that you constantly notice is you're like, all none of these people are friends. Right? Because like when you were at Union College, like students did all kinds of activities. They had all kinds of clubs and interests, and like they
Mhm.
discussed languages and cultures and games and all these things. And like a lot of these kids show up, do their homework, and go home.
I mean, there's got to be cliques, right?
Oh, there's
There's
cliques, but like they're not like together. There's like there's
Mhm.
definitely a clique of like actually like some people have split into there's little house cliques in their college,
Mhm.
connections. Um, but like they don't have the kind of close friendships that you sort of became like the sense of ambient community, right? Where like I don't know you, but we've probably got each other's back. That was sort of very common in that cultural context when you were sort of learning about union culture. Um, Whereas here there's this sort of ambient like this quiet gnawing sense of scarcity amongst the richest people that you interact with that you can't quite place. It
Hmm.
honestly it reminds you a lot of your childhood. Um, the particular behaviors that you've noticed among the rich people here remind you a lot of like potentially what it was like growing up. Um,
Financial aggression being a very fitting replacement for somebody breaking a chair over somebody else's head.
oh no, oh no,
Absolutely.
not the
Yes.
thesis. And before we go to our meeting, I would love to uh, uh, hand to our um, the last member of our team, Olmo. I would like to
Yes.
start with you for a set of sensory experiences.
Oh, good.
Certainly. So I suppose I should go ahead and set the scene first. Apartment's pretty run down, a hole in the wall little studio, right?
Uh huh.
Pretty dingy inside, all the curtains are drawn, it's pretty dark, and you can tell the only two things in this apartment that have really had any work put into them are the door, which has had some sheet metal drilled into it right in a way which is most certainly going to avoid any kind of deposit, and several additional locks installed, and the computer station set up against one wall, which, while immaculately clean on the surface, has numerous cords extending down underneath it, radiating out from the desk.
Oh, we'd love to see it. I love
Uh,
this.
the computer station itself has four monitors. One of them's playing a news broadcast, and the other three are playing different episodes of Meat Space Adventure Go. A little bit of background: it's a show made by NHPs for NHPs about a group of NHPs essentially interacting with and saving humanity in different fun ways.
That's amazing. Is it?
Oh
I
yeah.
have to ask if it's like like experientially live action. Does it
So
look
a
live
lot of it,
action? Does it look like one of those like cute like 10-minute chibi cartoon chibi anime? Like what's the?
It shifts style pretty rapidly. Like it's never going to stay in one form. Different episodes will usually like sort of run through a different gamut, but it's something that a human's not really going to get if they watch it.
I love this. I love this so much, so
I'm
deeply.
imagining like nightmare baby sensory video.
A lot of that, yes. No,
Oh,
that is
I love
exactly the
this.
vibe.
Oh, that's
Does it have
so
smell-o-vision?
nightmarish.
Oh, sorry, what was that?
Does it have smell-o-vision or an NHD equivalent?
I mean, there's probably a channel for that in there, but they don't have the equipment to like set that up right. But if you were plugged into it directly, you could probably get smells.
So I have to ask: Are the four screens
Upsetting.
playing different episodes?
Oh yes, they're all playing different episodes, and then there's
That's
the news broadcast.
wonderful.
At the same time, you also panning to Ulmo themselves. They're in the middle of the room. Their upper bodies kind of slack. Their arms are down by their sides, and they've got a sheet of paper taped over their face as they sit there doing squats, just very mechanically, pretty rapidly in the middle of the room. There's
so scary, actually.
a few white noise generators also going, and 2 audiobooks playing over a few speakers around.
Can I add
And- certainly.
a little gift onto this little sensory thing?
Yeah.
That like OEM PC first ever created PC voice, the one from Faith, right? The
Mhm.
Mortis voice.
Oh, yeah.
At the barely edge of hearing, he's just repeating the words "I am Legion and we are many. I am Legion,
Yes.
we are many. I am Legion." Like as so quietly that it. When Olmo checks in with his hearing, it will be just at the edge of human hearing, to the point where it can be made out, but not really.
Yeah, not with everything
In a way
else
that
going on here.
And in a way that had to have been specifically tuned to do that.
Mm-hmm. So you'll notice them, they're just kind of sitting there doing these squats pretty rapidly, and for a moment their body kind of goes a little bit more rigid, at which point they begin just wildly flailing, screaming, fuck, shit, what's going on? Baz, what's happening? They collapse to the ground and immediately begin rummaging around through the cords trying to feel for something. Just generally screaming fuck until finally they find a gun and turn to face the door rapidly, all the while screaming, Baz, what's going on?
I was working on stuff. I had projects.
Is everything okay? Why do my legs feel like jelly?
Projects.
Can you shut all this off? What projects were you doing exactly? Olmo kind of huddles up, starts trying to drag themselves onto the bed. Their legs aren't exactly working particularly well right now, considering they've been doing squats for about, I would guess, 6-7 hours straight.
Holy shit.
I didn't know we were dealing with psychological horror this early in the campaign.
I need you to know that I was like, you can have the stuff from Legionnaire if you want to use it. And Lauren was like, all right, I need this one pilot gear. The most upsetting pilot gear anyone's ever conceived of. That's all I need from Legionnaire.
It's so good, though. I can be so productive.
So good.
God.
We are gonna have. I feel like we're gonna have to slowly start explaining this stuff to the viewers who have not had our like months longs of prep. But I think that's okay. I think the sheer incoherence of all this. Anyway, you're like, what was that? You're crawling to bed.
Yeah.
Project Meat Space Adventure Go.
Why?
And like the 4 screens start like flicking on and off at random intervals, so that like it produces like a spinning, like almost like a pachinko machine, flashing lights.
All right.
The audio is also going in and out. It is the worst sensory experience imaginable.
Baz, please just cut the audio for now. I just need a moment.
Fine. And the TVs turn off, and that's when you're able to hear like, I am Legion and we are many. I am Legion and we are many. Like the very faint, like you're not, when you're like that level of tired where like you're not sure if audio hallucinations are on the table, and you're like, pretty sure I'm hearing that, but I can't be 100% sure.
You see Olmo crack a big grin and just kind of chuckle a little bit. Okay, thank you, Baz.
I like to do pranks. And shuts the music off. That's what I discovered. I discovered pranks.
Olmo finally starts taking some of the tape off of their forehead. That was an interesting one. I do appreciate you helping me with the workout routine, but we are going to need to go over a little bit more detail about the limits of the human body and what muscles can actually take and do.
And in a thing that is not meant to be pointed, but comes across very pointed, it goes, "Of course, young Olmo, anything for you."
Certainly.
You feel the term of rank that it uses, and that it's your
You
name
don't
this time and not his.
need to call me that. We haven't been over this a few times.
Right.
Anyways,
course.
what time is it? How long was I actually out?
Oh, that's why I gave it back, because we have an appointment.
Oh, how far out?
Oh, I figure your legs will recover to walkability in exactly 46 minutes and 13 seconds. 12, 11, 10.
I'll take your
9.
word. Almost starts reaching around for a can of coffee, trying to find one that's not been opened
They
amongst
have
the
coffee.
aisles.
They have coffee.
You've already drunk coffee? I still
No,
feel like
they
it's
have coffee.
Oh, they have coffee. Okay.
Yes. No, caffeine's different projects. That's for later.
We've been over this. You need to go ahead and run anything you're going to be dosing me with before I go out, okay?
And, like, I want to know, is there a visual indicator of, like, where that voice is coming from?
Not particularly, no.
Love this. Love this.
Like, they could manifest it, I assume, if they wanted to.
Oh, sure. But, like, for as a, an outside viewer of this scene, no visual indication of where the voice is coming from.
Oh,
Is
yeah,
the
no,
voice
like,
outside?
almost just talking to themselves.
Right.
Oh, good.
I love this. You
And,
are,
like,
you
I
are
assume
having
nobody...
deep
Oh, sorry,
venom body negotiation hours in this house
Yes.
tonight.
Can you go ahead and help me arrange transport there? I'm gonna start trying to get dressed and ready.
Oh, yes, we already have transport. I hired a rickshaw.
All right.
Meet
Any
adventure,
reason?
go!
Oh, okay. I would like to go ahead and talk with you a little bit later about what you're actually watching. Like, what was the plot for that, well, those adventures, and why did you need the news? And
Well, see, it's about helping people. And I think it's really good when we're all aligned together, orderly, in a together way. I'm gonna close that scene there.
I'm so scared of your character. Not
love
like in
both
a
of
character
them.
safety way and your own safety way.
Oh yeah, no, like Olmo's not doing well,
Yeah.
and I don't know that they will be for quite some time.
I feel
Shit.
like they need to live with someone who just acts as the like AI companion friend. I'm sorry, not AI,
That was
but
deeply.
NHP.
I mean, I think a comp, so, right, because Lancer has, right, comp cons, which are not people, but they simulate people. Like, you can take a brain scan of someone and make a comp con, but it doesn't, like, learn and grow and do a lot of the person things. And there's NHPs, which are, like, that is a machine intelligence that we don't call artificial because that would imply we made it instead of it just happening when a god appeared. So like I do think Olmo maybe a comp con, maybe, right? Like a maybe it would be healthier.
Oh yeah, no, like they would
Olmo
be
needs
much
Jarvis.
more-
Olmo does not need this.
No, but like almost kind of got to raise this thing now that they helped bring it into being, right?
I love this so much.
God.
I love how little context we have for any of this. Just like straight primo body horror. All right, everyone. Because
Sorry.
are we ready to go to the meeting?
Certainly.
We've had like a brief introduction of each of these characters.
What's the meeting?
Well, today you're meeting with. Today, that's our like map overview moment. Today you are meeting with. Today you are meeting with your contact. They've only provided contact as a name. You've all been recruited as deniable assets for a secret Union DOJ HR project.
What do those letters mean?
Department of Justice and Human Rights.
Oh, not human resources, because that would have been
No,
good
yeah,
too.
no, that's real. That's real. My brain had to like do it. I'm like, no, that's not what it
That's the
means.
correct
Hold on,
version.
come on, brain.
An SFD thing.
No, I
human
do like the
resources.
idea that this is what the HR department does
Can
in
you
the
imagine?
DOJ.
Can you imagine if we had a human rights department? Can you imagine? In 21st century Earth, would love
I mean,
that.
We kind of do.
We kind of do. It's called-
Does it do what it's supposed to do all the time? No.
No. All right, wonderful folks. But yeah, so you've all been all of these here. Let me do a all of these disparate actors. Each of these lancers has been contacted by someone working deniably with Union's Department of Justice and Human Rights. And they're all planning to meet at a small coffee shop. Do you want to transition there?
Yeah.
Everyone ready? All right, let me
Mhm.
Did we gather all
Hit
of
the
our little
buttons.
guys up over there?
give me 1 second.
Oh,
I
not
love watching
mind.
it.
Do not mind the
Fall away.
badoops. Do not mind the badoops. It's fine.
Goodbye, city.
This is our loading screen, by the way. It's our
So
scene
satisfying.
transition.
I love it.
Is it intentional?
Is it intentional? It is the nature of the program storing one item in a bag at a time.
Ah.
So not really.
Hey!
Uh-oh.
New
The
map.
freeze behind the
New
GM
map.
screen is definitely not
New
intentional.
map.
So thank you everyone
New
watching
map.
for not spoiling it. There we
Oh,
go.
this is sick.
it just
There
took
we
a
go.
second. Oh, I
This
love
looks
this.
really sick.
I love the random old buildings in here.
Oh, are they supposed to be
yeah.
our mechs?
Yeah. We're gonna load these in real quick. Doop 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 doop. I don't know if you brought yours, actually.
Me?
Yeah, did you bring it out here and park it
No.
after this morning? Amazing.
No.
You're going to
No.
arrive in it.
No.
Are those street legal?
So there are a bunch of frames that people use for
Lip.
like industrial purposes. Like a lot of the chassis that people are using are used. The spaceport are used like for a lot of like heavy lifting industrial stuff. And also it's like having them well armed a little unusual, but also like there are the rich scions of different noble houses will just like joyride around in these things. Kind of like they're kind of like the kids in Dubai who like drag race in their $50,000, $100,000 cars. I don't know how car money works, but it's a lot, right?
I don't know how car money works.
I don't know how car money works. The only thing I know about fast cars is family.
I can't drive.
I can't do a Dom impression to save my life, so it's fine.
Family.
But yeah, who arrives? And so we find ourselves in this small neighborhood, sort of a few miles away from where that direct action was taking place. Sort of this part of the city, instead of being very urbanized, is kind of a mixture of old buildings and new buildings.
I like that the statue over here has.
I like this
nipples.
buff man statue with the nipples. Yeah.
It's got nipples.
It does have nipples.
Anatomically correct.
It's
Little mouth in the middle and everything.
would you believe that the statue designed to show the importance of ignoble laborers and how they hold up the glorious system of
God.
Karakin nobility?
The shop has little bottles. That's so cute. Sorry, I'm getting distracted by all the.
Oh yeah, no, there's
little-
so many little things all over this map. I
You did a
think
good job.
I think Lancer's very good, and I'm very excited. So I prepped like a lot.
I like how all of the cars are labeled light cover.
Hmm.
Why would I do that? Shh, no, I didn't. It's fine.
That's
It's a
not
normal street.
foreshadowing or anything.
There's no problems in this world, in this life.
Yep. There's actually no plot to this game. There's zero issues.
I
We're
mean,
just
We're never
we've
gonna
already
do a
established,
fucking
right, that
aura
this
hit.
is a place with no problems.
We're
Very
just a bunch of
thorough.
Exactly.
robots fighting other robots, you know?
Exactly. There's no problems.
It's fun. It's all gonna be fun.
It's
And-
like a slice of life type role
I mean, secretly every mech
No,
show is a
no.
slice of life. It's just a slice of a bad life.
Yeah.
Best slice of life, bad life. I want to watch an anime about that. Misery.
I'll rewatch Gundam. You want to have the most dissociative. I have the most.
Isn't
By the
that
way,
kind of
when I
what
was trying
Chainsaw Man is,
when
though?
when Harvestman got me to watch, like, got me into Lancer, I was like, I gotta research mechs. I gotta understand. So, like the deepest, most pandemic-y part of 2020. I sat with Harvestman, and over the course of 3 days, we watched each of the 3 like original Gundam movies, and
Very
it was the
good.
most dissociative experience of my life because we also watched the dub, where like all of the voice acting is really stilted and off kilter because it's like original Gundam, like that adds to the tone, but also occasionally they pronounce it Gundam.
Gundam.
It's the moment of levity you need in a torrent of nightmares.
All right.
I'm sorry for the.
No, we got distracted. Everyone did.
Goodness gracious! All right, yeah. So, and over here under the eaves, ooh.
This isn't live. We can just edit it out.
Yeah.
I mean, I think hanging out is an important part of playing role-playing games. I don't know. I hope they're not done with our weird tangents because they're not gonna go away. They're just gonna accelerate.
Actually, and also, before we get into the scene, I think the table might have deleted my player token, but I'm not sure if it's necessary.
Oh, it put it in the bag.
Okay.
I am a fool. I know nothing. I play the role of a silly clown. We're just gonna. Don't mind this behind the scenes. I would love if I was fancy enough to have a
Everyone
camera
who's watching
person.
the stream, look away.
But
You're not allowed
thank you
to see
for.
this.
I mean, they are looking behind the secret
No,
zone
they're not
too.
allowed. They have to.
They've seen the things
Just
that the
stop
players
looking.
haven't gotten to see yet. It's fine.
They have to
It's
close their
fine.
eyes.
It's fine and normal. I love this.
Chat,
They have to
close your
close their eyes. The best part is you have to be even smaller for this map to work.
Oh, make me so. I'm itty bitty.
Your portraits are about a little taller than that, but like yeah, there we go. Your portraits, yeah. Now you fit in all the buildings. That's how big the environment is we're looking at.
Well, we take up almost half
Oh,
a
where did I
hex
put
exactly.
myself?
You take up half a hex exactly.
Sorry, I fucked up.
Bastion got lost on the rooftops again,
I got
doing his Batman brooding.
not who I am.
But yeah, so the contact has summoned you to this meeting in this little coffee shop right here. Who would like to arrive at the meeting first?
Can I already be there?
Yeah,
So
what
where
time
is
do you
this
get there?
taking place?
This is
sorry.
this is sort of a couple miles away from that
Okay.
construction site that you smashed, right?
It's not
It's
my
sort
coffee
of
shop.
it is your coffee shop.
Oh, then I'd already be here. I'd be working.
That's before the meeting.
Yeah,
I love this.
I take my lunch break at the meeting.
I love this. Then yeah, what time, bookkeeper? What time, Pasha? What time do you arrive?
How far away am I, and what modes of transport are available?
I mean, there are rickshaws. There's also there's ride shares, there's some public transit, but it's like
Skeevy.
you can tell that it was constructed like 4 years ago, and it was designed to work for the first 6 months, so it would look cool in broadcasts.
Incredible. In that case, if I can afford it, then I'll just go for a taxi.
Yeah, they will definitely taxi
Outdated.
you over there. So what time do you want to arrive in the day? Your meeting is let's say about 2 p.m.
I think I'll work on manuscripts on the data slate. Where doesn't matter, and just kind of taxi over around 12 and just keep sipping and working.
I love that. Hero, this sort of mousy, academic looking guy walks through the door.
Tweed jacket and elbow pads.
A nerd.
Wait, what do you mean weed jacket?
Tweed.
Okay.
Weed jacket!
A level of academic we had not considered tweed jacket.
That makes a lot more sense.
I am going to put people... I'm sorry, there's no interior to this building. So while we're having the meeting, we are going to stand outside of it awkwardly. And I apologize in advance for this.
Actually, I want to go in the awful Skyrim tower with the wood floor.
I mean, we could...
You fell over!
Of course
I
I
mean,
did.
we could do that. Yeah, but so, like, what do you order? And or do we have a hero being uninformed mech pilot meet cute moment?
I mean, I think if he orders a coffee, I'll bring him the coffee. Like, I will make the coffee and bring it.
He has a really different vibe than you're used to from people who frequent this establishment. You want to make me some kind of, like, what is that roll?
What is that roll? Yeah, give me a sec.
That'd be insight, right? Or not insight, fuck.
There are so many skill triggers. I'm gonna let people tell me what skill trigger they are using.
Incredible.
What can you just for everyone else, definitely not me, for everyone else to say
Audience?
for the audience and chat, just to understand what the skill triggers are.
Of course,
I definitely don't need them.
So your character sheet will have skill triggers on it.
Mm-hmm.
Like take someone out, blow something up, word on the street, get what you want, and those will give you bonuses to a skill check, to a roll. When you're rolling narratively out of combat, you're just going to roll a d20, add the number on that skill trigger, and then roll with advantage or disadvantage.
I don't think I have any skill that triggers from this.
That's
I don't, unless like stay cool, which is a performer task that requires concentration, dexterity, speed, or precision under pressure. But I don't necessarily know if I'm under pressure.
Probably like I'll just roll with advantage, with one advantage, because you work here a lot, you've been here a lot, you are accustomed to this environment.
Is this gonna, if I hit this deploy button, roll the dice, is that gonna roll me a d20 or a 6?
That's gonna roll you both.
Oh,
you rolled a 20. Yeah, for a 20. For a 20, not only is he not around here, but you notice that he doesn't... There is a slight... So, right, the baronies, people wouldn't say they're religious, but they will say that they go to temple, right?
Mm-hmm.
There are sort of little places on the bar with pictures of the different passions, which is sort of like a... It's similar in some ways to, like... They're sort of symbolic spirits. To each person their own about what level of, like, symbolic versus literal they are, right? And there's little versions of them carved into the bar. And the thing you pick... On a 20, the thing you pick out is that he doesn't... There's a little bit of reverence when people move past them. Just out of respect. Just out of like a long-worn cultural belief. It's almost preconscious. He doesn't have that.
Oh, I think
And it's
I
not a
think-
thing of he's not being disrespectful, but like that's not a behavior that's trained into him.
I think Hiro is like, oh, it's a tourist. And
But
goes
here's the
and goes
thing:
over and
even
he's like,
tourists from the baronies tend to have that response.
well, I mean, just like, I mean, they're off-world tourists,
yeah.
I have to assume.
Oh yeah, there's like there's not many, but there's definitely tourists that come from like SSC space. Not many tourists from Harrison these days. Don't know why. They used to be kind of popular. Don't know why there aren't many these days. There's definitely some tourists from Union, like that's a really kind of a big deal for a lot of the sort of the cultural things. They have some tourists come by, but like tourists don't often make it this deep into sort of the poorer neighborhoods because they're kind of shown the glitz and glam of Baronic lifestyle, which like the poors and the ignoble kind of aren't that.
Yeah, but I have to assume that, like, if I'm out of line, like, not out of line, if I'm, like, off base, let me know. But, like, I have to assume there are some people who come around here for a genuine experience.
Oh, that's
of what
definitely
it's
a
really
thing.
like
Yeah, that's
to
definitely a
live-
thing. But he's also, so on your 20, he's not, like, pointing at stuff excitedly like people who are here for a genuine experience tend to.
Okay.
Like, he's not, like, awestruck by the existence of people and coffee and poor people.
Okay, got it.
He's like, oh, these are people who do hard labor for a living. And it doesn't, like, phase him in the way that a lot of, right? Because a lot of those tourists are, like, shocked when they see someone who does hard labor for a living. And that's not a thing in his responses either.
Huh. I think Bastion makes a note of it and then asks him what he'd like to drink.
Oh,
Sweet, double check. Is this me?
yes.
I'll just take water and a sandwich if this place serves them.
They do.
I need something to eat. It's past my lunchtime.
They are, in fact, different from the sandwiches at your local cafe.
Do
They're
they have
kind of-
meat in them? Do they have vegetables?
Yes. They're amazing.
They
have
come in
vegetables and
a.
sauces and...
Is it a classic sandwich or is it more of a gyro?
It's somewhat more of a gyro, and it's like I don't know how else to say this. It tastes better. It's much like the coffee that that Freezat was dealing with earlier. Like it's not. We're just gonna do the X-Men thing, by the way, where we toggle between people's call sign, superhero name, I mean call sign, and their human name, and we're just gonna hope that people can keep up.
Good.
It's much like the coffee that people like. That the moment we have with that sandwich is like it's a lot like the coffee that Freezat was dealing with earlier, where like that was shaved down to appeal to as many tastes as possible, and this isn't. This is how we make a sandwich. Like why would I change that to modify it to the tastes of a wider audience?
This was made by somebody who was actively sweating and smoking over the grill.
Yes.
Wife beater and everything. Just
I mean, I don't know if they were smoking, but like definitely.
Hell yeah. Okay.
In this house, we respect Harley Quinn egg sandwich.
What the fuck?
the Harley Quinn egg
What?
sandwich. I think about the breakfast
Yeah.
sandwich
Okay.
all the time.
And
There's
I
a
know that
scene
two
in
people are
Birds
still
of
not in the
Prey.
scene, but for context, real quick, Birds of Prey has the most important ship, and it is Harley Quinn egg sandwich, and it is the most beautiful thing Hollywood has produced in a long time.
Essentially, she's like trying to get an egg sandwich because she's had like a breakfast sandwich because she's had a really hard day, and
then there's drama.
There's
Good.
just like it's good. Everyone just that movie. But I think that Hero
What does Hero
goes,
look like when Bastion is minding the back of this coffee shop? What do they look like?
They've got kind of like messy black hair, large bags under their eyes. They're wearing like a green sort of like canvas jacket. They have like a what looks to be some sort of like black, like or sorry, white like collar around their neck, choker, and they're just they look normal, like a just like really average.
And real quick, can I have the two of you make just a contested D20 roll?
Oh, okay. I don't know what this is for. I'm nervous. Oh.
As Bastion slides the thing over to slides the thing over to Pasha, slides the sandwich over to Pasha. Can I get that contested D20 roll?
Is there a trigger that applies to this?
For noticing things, maybe.
Yes, I have spot and investigate.
Yes. Well,
Uh-oh.
either of those definitely applies.
I don't
Okay.
have anything. Ugh.
Can I get advantage for a historian background? I'm fucking with you.
No, it's not for
Yeah.
that.
Oh,
I
You
got a
could roll that
16.
Bookkeeper, what do you got?
9. 11. Congrats.
That's amazing. You do not notice the green spray paint on one of Bastion's hands.
Ah.
Who wants to arrive next?
I know that I want to be there at between half an hour and 15 minutes early.
Wonderful. Dozer, when are you getting there?
Jack?
Oh no.
Oh no,
Jack,
we
you
lost
there?
them.
Oh no.
Lauren.
Oh, gosh, I'm sorry. I accidentally had the mute on. My bad.
Oh no!
Oh, no!
It happens to the best of us.
Hey,
Was,
we got one.
Dealing with the cat for a moment. Sorry.
You weren't muted for the first hour of a broadcast. You're doing great. You're
Oh no.
you're already way ahead of the curve.
So probably about like 5 to 10 minutes later, so.
Okay.
Okay, so I think
amazing. Honestly, here's the thing. I don't know if it's fully. Yeah. 5 minutes. So freeze out. What happens when you get there?
I make a beeline to the ordering counter because I want to get the taste of the sad coffee out of my mouth.
I love that.
And also, I run on caffeine and spite.
They don't serve drip coffee or frappuccinos here. They only serve like Turkish style coffee.
Yeah, that sounds great. I mean, I do like that. I think it's fun. One of Penn's things is that like they wish that he was able to partake in more of the like local culture things. He thinks that they're neat, and it's a shame that they're less available. Oh shit.
Oh, pronouns for Penn real quick so I can get them right.
He they,
Okay.
I guess.
Copy. I just want to make sure I'm getting it right.
No, I appreciate it. I don't know.
As also with, anyone, they can also shift at any time. So,
Yeah.
but yeah,
They isn't wrong.
Understood. Understood. We love to see it. Yeah. Penn, can you describe potentially what you look like to Bastion in particular?
I mean, Penn's
And also,
dressed...
when you're ready, if you want to make a D20 roll at the room with advantage based on your background.
Yeah. I can do that. Which one of these is a 20? An in-person D20 or tabletop?
There's a little dice roller in front of your little tray.
Am I blind?
It's the thing that says deploy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
I thought.
lock that down.
Why did my brain just insist
You can click.
that was
Uh,
D6s only?
I thought it was also D6s, but it's not.
It's not. 3.
3. Holy
Super
Well, wait,
handy,
you have to roll
guys.
advantage.
I walk in, everyone hates me.
No. You know, that's not what that was for. That was for, can I immediately peg a Union spy? And the answer is apparently not.
That's embarrassing.
It is embarrassing.
I'm supposed to be good at social situations. Like,
Yeah.
this is literally what I was made for.
Made for is such a good word.
Some part of
Welcome to
you,
the already.
it is made for. It is
It
made
is
for.
made for.
That is a child of an SSC advertising family. You bet they are optimized.
Yeah! This is awkward. But no, Penn walks in immediately. Let's see, how are they doing? Shoulderless, satin? Yeah, we'll call it satin type top, with like a low cowl type situation happening, much like in their little icon. They're also wearing the pearl necklace. They love pearl necklaces. Don't think too much about it. It's just funny. And
I didn't
then
say anything.
I didn't say anything at all.
I know, but Penn wants you to think about it. Very tight black pants.
That's so
and,
powerful.
like ankle booties, with a little bit of heel, and
What
like
is-
golden chains on them.
I love this.
Kind of straight
Bastion, how are
across.
you feeling about this person in this
I
moment?
think when they come up to the counter, Bastion is like, "Oh, hi. Let me explain how the menu here works for you."
Yeah, Penn will accept it. Penn doesn't think that he needs it, but he'll accept it.
I mean, to be fair, Bastion doesn't think you need it either.
Okay, cool.
This is a level of disrespect I didn't. Whoops. A level of disrespect I didn't know was available. That's amazing.
I just act really interested in what you're saying and like, oh, I'm totally learning new things and haven't lived here my entire life. Yep.
Of course. Oh no. So it's a Cold War then, is what I'm hearing.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh. Yeah.
It is a war where both people are fighting and knowing the other is fighting against them.
Perfect. No notes. Yeah. And sort of what I do want to know what you actually order. I am curious.
Is there anything on the menu that you just cannot find in like what may be referred to as the more modern parts of the city?
Yeah, there's a couple like sandwiches. There's a couple like they're like gyro sandwiches, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I'll just get a typical Turkish black and the spiciest of the sandwiches.
Yeah, and as like
Bastion asks if you know that it's going to be spicy.
Ben's like, oh yeah, I'm really looking forward to it.
Oh, I'm so happy that we've started at Caddy and we're only going to descend.
See, the thing is, Bastion is trying to be nice. It's just is also Bastion, and Bastion doesn't have an off switch.
I love this.
But this is Bastion being nice.
Uh-huh. Yeah, before you start making the sandwich, the person who owns the coffee shop, her name is Shifa. She's like 6'1". She's sort of got this like long willowy hair. Not everyone has a portrait, guys. I'm sorry. We'll get there.
It's okay. We still love her.
But she sort of like, as you reach for the sandwich, like she places like a gentle hand on Bastion's hand just to get his attention. And it is in that moment, Bastion, that you realize the spray paint is under one of your cuticles and like across one of your fingers. And she
Bastion excuses
goes,
himself.
"Weren't you going to take your lunch?"
Yeah.
Like with like the
Bastion-
most like none of the sarcasm of that past interaction, like the genuine care. Like, I think it's time for your lunch.
Yeah, Bastion excuses himself and leaves to go.
And she
The
finishes the
bathroom.
sandwich.
I was about to say, do I still get my sandwich?
No.
Finishes the sandwich and turns to Pen and she goes, "So, why are you here?" And there is Pen. You know we've talked about it. You botched that role for like, can I spot a Union spy immediately? But like, like you're very socially well trained. She pays attention to you. She goes, "So what are you doing here?" In our nice little in our nice little corner of the desert. It's not an interrogation. It's not a threat. It's not a demand, even. She's just curious what your answer is going to be.
Pen's stuck for a moment between between deciding if he's there on friends or business. But then I do think that he's going to say, "Oh, I'm meeting some friends."
Well, I hope you have a wonderful meeting.
Thanks.
I think that's the reserved table upstairs. Is that right?
Is it?
You were kind of told to meet at the coffee shop and not given specific directions. But like, there is a reserved private table upstairs.
Yeah, Penn was kind of looking forward to just like being a little bit more normal than he usually is, but also it's probably the reserved table upstairs. So he's like, yes, probably. I wasn't given all the info. Thank you.
Of course. I like to help. Where are we? Bookkeeper. Bookkeeper. You notice, right? You notice Penn come in this like very out of place. Like you are a little bit out of place. Penn is in this like coffee shop full of like the people who work hard labor at the spaceport and are just chilling. You notice Penn come in. You notice Penn get directed upstairs. What's Pasha gonna do?
Pasha, if they feel like their employer, is it past time? Has the meeting started?
It's getting there. It's winding up to that time.
I guess I'll ask if my name is under any lists for the reservations, or if just inquire if this meeting is supposed to, if I am wanted anywhere else by name.
I don't think that. And Shifa looks up at you and goes, "I don't think there's by name, but I know there's a table reserved upstairs."
All right, I'll go ahead and wait for our employer.
Upstairs?
I mean, I was told to wait in a coffee shop. I'm not going to overthink this. I'm going to go back to working on my manuscript.
I
You're
love
not
this.
gonna overthink this?
Where are you? Bastion, tell me when, like, you were told that it was at the place. Bastion, you were told that it was at the spot upstairs.
Yeah.
So when do you re-enter, and how do you, like, when you re-enter, because you can't, there's not a way that's not, like, through the coffee shop to get up to this table. What do you look like when when you head up to this table?
So Bastion comes out of the bathroom and is like pretty much completely unrecognizable. And not by pretty much I mean is. They have like a black hoodie on, hood up, like a face mask on, and they also have it's called a prozo collar, and it is a collar-like device that fits snugly around its wearer's neck, projecting a holographic image over the head and face. And
Is it
so,
just blur? Is it?
so it's you know those like the makeup and clothes that they make, like they're essentially art concepts that are supposed to like be unable to be tracked by like face recognition software.
Oh yeah.
So it sort of looks like that. It's like sort of a shifting, moving sort of mosaic of pixelated face stuff. And also it also changes it changes Hero's voice. So it looks so it's like a little bit deeper. And it's like not, it sounds a little bit more robotic.
I love that. Yeah, you get upstairs. There's like a little meeting room. There's not furniture up here. There will be when we run this game again. But like you get upstairs to this little meeting room. Bastion, you didn't notice this before, and working at the coffee shop. But Frieza, you probably did. There are sound dampeners in the walls.
Hell yeah.
Like, really professionally well done. Hero, you might still not notice this, because this is just the normal coffee shop, but, like, freeze out. That's a really professional job. Someone did to this
That's
coffee
cool.
shop. And it had to have been done, like, when the building was constructed, the way that it's in the walls and floor.
Oh, really? And when was that? Because it looks like an older building.
It is an older building. That's a little unclear. Or they fully renovated it and tore a bunch of stuff out and put those in.
Okay.
But, like, it was not an easy thing to achieve.
Yeah. It's not
working
just like a skin that you put on top. That's stuff that's like in the walls.
Yep.
Deeply.
Bookkeeper, when would you like to?
Is it time?
You know, it's getting to time. You see Hero come out in like their outfit and their things.
I'm sorry, when they say their outfit and their things, remind me.
The hoodie, the pros collar projecting like a facial mask that blocks facial recognition.
I see.
Like, looks different than Bastion, mostly because it's a very different outfit that's very obscuring.
I'm probably just gonna wait to time, look around. No boss. Head upstairs.
Yeah. And
Right.
do you greet each other as you come in? You say hello, or is there just sort of an awkward silence, which would also be very reasonable?
Bastion doesn't.
Of course Pen's gonna say hello. It would be rude not to.
Bookkeeper looks at each one of you. Doesn't have a really readable expression, but takes them a second to smile and nod. And I sit down. We go back to working on whatever is on their data slate.
I do. Are you working on like homework?
I don't think anyone can tell. The data slate is basically a white piece of ceramic if you don't have polarized lenses.
Oh,
That's
that's
cool.
upsetting.
Do I
That's
have
pretty
polarized
sick.
lenses?
Probably not. Probably not a
Okay.
thing you like walk around with.
Okay.
I don't
Listen,
think
I've
anyone.
always got to ask for Pen, just 'cause,
I don't-
like, I don't know, maybe.
Do they have the spy shit on them?
Maybe.
Like,
I mean,
what
it might
do
just
you-
be part of their eyes.
I
Yeah,
that's that was like
that's
I don't
the
know
thing.
if they've actually installed that optimization. Here's the thing that's also wild to me about SSC is if you're building an organism, the most effective time to probably modify it is like a very early stage, right? So those developments
Yeah.
can grow in.
That's
so
something
like
that's a choice that your parents make for you.
exactly, and also like the long term thinking designed into SSC has such opinions on transhumanism, and they give me the willies.
I mean, transhumanism itself, I wouldn't say is the problem.
Oh no.
No, but their opinions on transhumanism, icky.
Yes.
Squixum. All right.
Quick.
So,
Wixom.
yeah, sort of as time comes, the lights in the room are gonna dim, and there's sort of a central desk. And there's a hologram pops up of this sort of like man in his like 50s, like it's an easygoing 50s, it's a comfortable 50s. He's
Do you
wearing
mind if I
this
take
like
this- Take this moment to have Dozer burst through the door. I'm here! I'm here!
oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah.
Yes.
I made it! Don't worry.
Is there a physical like? Does Dozer have a physical like the gear we were talking about earlier? Is there like a physical visible sign of it somewhere on Dozer's body?
So it's pretty small, just around the base of the neck. You'd probably notice the Sylph suit kind of creeping out from underneath their like, button-up shirt a little more readily.
Sure.
Remind me, Sylph suit is the like SSC
Mhm.
organism, like
Yeah.
mech bodysuit. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, it lives on you and will take helps you heal, protects you from harsh environments, and can also just change its shape and color for you.
Love this. What color is it now?
Right now it's roughly skin tone, but just kind of off, just slightly.
I don't know why, but I'm just imagining that the suit is something that is used for most typically soldiers and rowdy toddlers.
Good.
Yeah.
The two
I mean-
demographics that need it the most.
I mean,
You said and.
I mean,
Where's the and?
Why not both at the
so
same
yeah,
time?
there's this holographic
Exactly.
figure in the middle of the
Marines.
table. Sort of like right, a comfortable 50s. It's kind of this like, sort of like rotund man in this sort of like Hawaiian cut shirt. It's not floral. He has like a pin of a bird on his lapel. His hair cut like not a military short, but like a very efficient short. He goes, well, we're all right on time. I'm your contact. And it's nice to meet you all. I hope perhaps you've tried to introduce yourselves to each other. I did not call you here lightly. I hope you all get along. Welcome. Or perhaps introduce yourselves now if you'd be so kind. We can go by call signs, but I would recommend that you, if not right now, find a place in yourselves where you're able to be honest about it to each other about your identities.
Well, hello everyone, I'm Dozer. I'm not really sure much more you need to know about me for the job at hand. That'll come out as we get to know each other more.
I'm Hero.
My name is Pasha Brown. I like coffee.
Hello, everyone. Great to meet you. I'm Pen. Freeze out, if you will. It's delightful to be here.
Well, let's start with a concise introduction. Not everyone asked me as many questions, which isn't a downside on you, but let's make sure we're all on the same page. I am not a member of Union DOJ HR. Union is not intervening on this world or in this situation. And we have made no contact with any of you or given you any assistance in any actions that can be seen as he's finding the careful words. any actions that can be seen as revolutionary or insightful. Are we clear?
I'll nod.
Pen just
Wonderful.
Of
nods.
course, if Union
Enough.
didn't help when they made this planet a desert, why would they help now?
So about that. Now that we've gotten the ramifications out of the way, let's be inescapably clear. I don't care that the Union whose shell blasted this world into ruins is technically a different one than the one I serve. I believe that it is my duty to make that right. And I will not hesitate until that is done so. And part of making that right is ensuring that the people of this world are able to protect themselves and keep each other safe. And part of that is not me doing it for people. Because when you attempt to govern without the consent of the governed, it hurts people. When you attempt
I
to
get
make
it.
laws about people without people, it hurts them.
I get it, but a few more mechs, a few more guns would be really nice.
I have amazing news. We'll get there.
Hmm?
Oh yes, no. Oh yes, all of you have. We have freshly printed you new frames to your specifications. You all have anonymized licenses as pilots. I'm being vague. Let's stop being vague. The reason that I've gathered you here is that I am deeply concerned with the metrics, the few metrics we do have regarding the immigrant populations on Passacalia's Promise. It is a well-known fact that immigrant populations are often, because of the nature of their particular vulnerabilities, overlooked, underserved, and forgotten. And people often use that to exploit them. And it is our duty to repair what was broken. Much of Union does not want to intervene, either on the blatantly disgusting, blatantly revolting system in which those born into power are worth more than those not born into power, because they wish to avoid repeating the mistakes of their past. We are a team of deniable assets because it is deeply politically unpopular to the people of Union to take direct action if there is injustice, and especially if there is the potential for injustice, with limited action, with limited information. So, welcome to you all. I think all of you bring unique tools to the table. Each of you is uniquely suited to helping the people of this world. I need you to be my eyes and hands on the ground, and to be the people on the ground making those decisions, because I will not make those decisions for the people who should be making them.
Understood.
Appreciated.
Absolutely.
All right,
I'm
that was
nodding.
awfully serious. I also promise I'm not a spoil sport. I'm just very particular. I'm just very specific about the things that we shouldn't be vague about. And I do want you to get to know each other. If you're, and he does gesture at Hero like a little bit, but it's not like an aggressive thing. He just shows when people are comfortable. Like all of you are here for. There is a little bit of a glance at Frieza, and he goes, "All here for good reasons." You're welcome to share those or any other details about each other that you like. As it stands, I do believe one of you got an invitation to a party.
Yes, I did.
there's like a polite knock on the door.
Who's? Can they come in?
They don't enter. They just knock.
I looked at the hologram. Should we answer that?
Like I said, I don't make your decisions for you. And he does
Who's out there?
Cannot hear you.
Oh, dang. I'll go open the door.
I love the part of soundproofing where like I can't yell to the person outside this door because they just can't hear me. Yeah, it's Shifa. She brings like a round of Turkish copies for the table with the little sweets that come with them.
Fuck.
Thank you
yeah,
so
dude.
much. Thank you so much.
Bastion drinks the coffee too quickly.
Those are
Yeah,
in
I'm
Indeed.
sorry.
Like scarfs.
I just thought that you could use a little extra. Hope you all are taking well. And she smiles. Phrase out. You want to make that roll again?
Yeah,
Bookkeeper, you want to make that roll again?
Okay, is this just a flat roll, or can I be better at it, please?
What do you got on skill checks? What do you got on skill checks?
My skill check. One moment, let me find the right tab. Okay, skill checks.
13.
Yo.
Wait, no, 4. What the fuck? She's brown. It's so hard to say.
Obliterated.
I think. Let's see. This is a noticing of things.
Yeah, that's a noticing of things.
I maybe survive, persevere through harsh, hostile, or unforgiving environments.
If you make a survive check against a social interaction, you will get the results of a survive check against a social interaction.
Oh, this is good to know.
I mean,
When you tell me what skill trigger, part of me going, tell me what skill trigger is useful for you in this moment, is that the results of your roll will change drastically depending on what tool you use.
so do you want me to read my 4 skill triggers?
Go for it.
Assault, survive, take control, and threaten?
Oh, I like you.
I feel like survive is the best one I have.
Combat monster?
I
was built for social, says the person with training in 57 different types of firearms and 38 types of unarmed
grew up in a
combat.
very hostile environment.
Yeah! I mean, that's also, I grew up in a very hostile environment. It's a very real reason to make a survival roll at a social check.
Yeah, because for me, social is survival.
And yeah,
I don't know what
give
to
me-
tell you.
Get the bonus from survival and give me an advantage on it, because you've made this roll once before.
Oh, how do I make advantage happen?
It's
If
the-
it says,
The little
wait.
number above it.
so when it says, just for my clarification, each of these
Yeah.
comes with, like, when you do a skill trigger, it comes with a +2. Is that +2 dice?
That's +2 number.
Okay.
Advantage and
Yeah.
disadvantage are the sixes, are the d6s, and dice.
Okay.
So when you get advantage, right? So if I had 2 advantage, I would roll d20 plus those 2 d6 of 2 advantage, and then I would pick whichever the highest d6 was, and the opposite right is true of disadvantage, right? I would roll.
I knew that. I just wanted chat to know.
Also, for clarity, they're referred to as accuracy and difficulty in
Thank
this
you.
system.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
Same exact idea, though.
Wait,
Don't
what's
worry, I've
called
been reading
accuracy?
Icon, which uses slightly different words for an almost identical system.
It's advantage and disadvantage is called accuracy and
Okay. So
difficulty?
I get...
Yes, accuracy and
Yeah.
difficulty.
Okay.
Okay, so I have 1 to accuracy difficulty, and then 2 for statistics bonuses for
Roll
this
me.
then.
Also, Bastion, why don't you throw me out a hero? Why don't you throw me out a roll?
I
That's
got
a
a nat
25.
20!
That's amazing. All right, for
Okay.
your survival social check,
Uh-huh.
you sat in a room with that Union spy for 25 minutes. You stood in a room with that Union spy for 20 minutes with your back turned to them.
To the spy?
Bookkeeper is a Union spy. And you
Ah.
stood in that coffee shop, blasé, with your back turned to them for almost 20 minutes.
Again, this is incredibly embarrassing. I'm just embarrassed, that's all.
I got a 1. I don't know anything.
She's just bringing
Yes.
coffee. She's just bringing coffee. That's just her being her.
That's the
She's-
nice lady who I work with who owns the shop and
She's
is
the nice
kind
lady.
of like my
Yeah, and
mom.
like it's a little embarrassing that she came in, but like she's not trying to be nosy, but like she probably doesn't know that this is as intense of a meeting as as it is.
Pen would never assume that someone's not trying to be nosy.
And there it is. Oh,
Who
sorry for
does
camera
that?
chaos. Hold on.
Okay, so I at least know that that's a Union spy. Okay.
Yeah, bookkeeper, Union spy. For 25, she is very in on this.
Yeah, I mean, I suspected so.
But
It's
she's
being
not
hosted.
necessarily in like an organizing role. It's a little unclear what her role is.
Maybe not formally.
I mean, and as formal as a Black Ops team gets.
Well,
like,
yes.
I don't know how to say that some of the SSC Black Ops teams have paperwork.
I mean, that's the thing, is that I hear Black Ops and I'm like, so this is the filing clerk.
Right, exactly.
So she's maybe not formally in any thing.
She doesn't seem like she's in necessarily a leadership position, but there's a
There is an
awareness in her of what's going on.
An importance about her.
Yeah, and she just brings a round of coffees and she goes, I hope you and your friends are having a nice meeting. And she smiles at Hero, like a little bit sadly. Hero, you do not catch this, but you're glad that she's wishing you well. And she shuts the door behind her and like turns the handle so that it shuts properly. And Contact reappears and goes, well, I'm glad that we have coffees. Olmo, how are you interacting with the sweets right now?
Oh, just focused on them, like scarfing them hard.
You're so sore. You're so unimaginably sore in this moment.
Your muscles need all the carbs that
This
they
is the
can
first
get.
time I've eaten
physically
today.
walk. That was true.
I think Hero notices and goes, dude, I can get you a sandwich.
I just didn't have time to pick one up, but afterward I'll definitely grab one.
Pen ate like half of his, and he just slides the other half over silently.
Really? Thanks.
Yeah.
Grabs it.
I love. Olmo, how old does your character look?
So probably like late to mid 30s. I should ask. So how long ago was like the revolution on Sanjak?
Sandrak Revolution is big news. Oh, I don't have the timeline fully memorized, but like the revolution on Sanjak was distant enough ago that you could have gotten here in this time. So
Okay.
like because remember we got to do like a lot of our FTL is the long way around.
Yeah.
So like it depends on how old you were when you left.
Yeah. I would say they were probably experiencing most of like Sanjak stuff early 20s, so probably
Okay.
like early to mid 30s then, or later.
I love this.
Somewhere in the 30s range, I'd say.
I love that for anyone watching, we're just introducing bits of backstory in such like a nebulous conspiracy board of like, you were on Ludra's world? What? Who
I'll say
are
I've-
you?
I've got like 3 pages if anybody wants it, but it's stupid amounts. It's too much.
I think it's beautiful, and I think
Hell
we should just
yeah.
keep. I just think if someone should like. If we get to that point, characters should ask each other to explain on screen because I think that would also be very interesting.
I would love to learn in media res.
God, I just think it's wonderful this vibe we've got going. So yeah, Contact reappears and goes, well, now that everyone's got their drinks, so you were invited to a party, which wasn't my doing, but it is at the dome controlled by House of Kings. Contact isn't going to say this, but for context, Passacalia's promise, the richest noblest houses, one of the exotic the cool new things they're doing is they have these huge biodomes, these huge like domes that have a different biosphere in them, that supposedly simulate the climate of Caracas in the Passacalian period.
Pre terrible desert.
So we're a terrible desert. They're simulating not here, but like the throne world of the baronies itself.
Oh, I
And
see.
they're
Okay.
simulating supposedly the climate of the throne world and the baronies itself before any of the succession wars, any of the other things that happened on that planet happened. So it was still this beautiful shining jewel, where Caracas's first monarch reigned.
Can I retroactively roll for me then?
Go for it. I mean, we'll talk about that. We'll talk about whether or not that's an accurate representation of what the planet was like.
this has to do with tickets.
Tickets.
I'm sorry, invitations.
Yes.
Exactly. So if I were to roll get a hold of something and give the excuse of people being over eager to show off their wealth to unis or unionies.
You know, you are from Union,
Yeah.
and that's like a known thing, but like
Mhm.
there aren't many invitations to this. Is not for that necessarily. Like you might be able to go for it. I would roll with a disadvantage.
Oh.
Because it's not an external facing party. This one is like, yeah. So for your you couldn't find that ticket, right? But for your roll,
Ticket.
this is not for Union. This is not to show off to Union people directly. This is to be filmed and cut into broadcasts about how cool the baronies are, to be broadcast to Union space so they can gloat. And this is to impress investors.
And so just to confirm, I'm sorry, I was going to see, so SSC is funding a lot of this?
So a lot of the way that a lot of, that's a wonderful next question. So the secret of Passacalia's promise, the not so secret of Passacalia's promise, is that the domes don't produce anything. The deserts don't super produce anything. Right, the desert, the really hot desert that covers most of the planet, also doesn't produce anything. But there sure is a lot of external funding from major houses. There's sort of a political distinction of major and minor houses in the baronies. Like the major houses get sort of representation and voting authority in the larger governance of the baronies as a whole. House of Kings is a minor house, but they are Neo-Passacalians. They are really old school. And in so doing, they've won a lot of traction with a lot of more conservative elements from more major houses, more wealthy houses, who are funding them on the grounds that they're putting forward the right values.
Mm-hmm. Excellent. I can't wait to smash shit.
Contact goes, so this party that we're all going to, I'm excited to have you all there.
Wait,
we'll
we're
get you
all
all
going?
tickets. You're all going.
We're all going?
I have a +1.
So the secret is, and you're welcome to distribute that as you please. I've got other tickets for other people.
Oh, okay.
The secret is that one of their methods of data storage exists underneath the palace gardens. So the only way to get that is to put people there. We need the better data to understand what's going on, because we also don't understand fully what all the immigrant laborers are doing here.
What other
Don't
data
know
might
what
be
industry
stored
it
there?
is. I mean, we can take a closer look, but quite a bit of sort of, it's one of the core memory banks of the NHP system that sort of runs the city. So it's got all kinds of information.
Do you mind if we grab as much as possible, or are you targeting specific data?
Somewhere in the background, not from Contact doesn't say it, somewhere in the background of the call, which you didn't know was a thing that existed, someone goes, "Oh, we are," like, in the most sarcastic voice, like, self-pleased voice possible. And you notice, like, His like, it's very slight. Contact is very well trained at what he does, but also like there's this little like almost an eyebrow twitch of frustration. And he goes, "Yes, we're going to look over all of it. That's an important part of the plan because we want to understand better the economics of how this planet continues and how the people in power here continue."
Do you mind if I delete data afterward?
We have copying and extracting power. I don't know about that level of action. I
If
don't know
I'm
that
able
four
to,
people
do you
have.
mind?
We can try. I don't know that 4 people have the. Is there something specific you're looking to delete?
Oh no, just like screwing over Smishimoto Corp any way I can.
Freeze out. How are you feeling in this moment?
I'm not saying anything. I'm just
Freeze out.
smiling.
I have to ask the question: do you have their logos on any of your clothes? Like it would be like the Nike logo a little bit, right? Do you have SSC logos on any of your clothes?
In general, Freeze Out is not a big logo person.
Mm-hmm.
They feel like their existence is a logo enough.
Oh
and
no.
doing anything else is a little overboard.
It's like the McDonald's smell board.
Because, well, I mean, it would mostly kick a hornet's nest that I don't know the 4 of you can manage on your own. And I don't know that I can cover 4. But we'll see.
Fine.
The cover here is that you are going to be transitioning into your frames from the party, and you're just some noble hooligans messing around, as they're known to.
You can't like really see, but Bastion's face mosaic shifts drastically. Just like drastically changes. You can't tell what emotion it is, but it's not the same emotion they were expressing before.
Also, so good.
Dozer looks a little relieved at the herd of hooligans. I can do that.
We're not trying to bring attention to the fact that we exist. So we are some partying frat kids, unless something else comes around.
It's going to be very
here. Make me a D20 check. Just go for it. He goes, well, I guess is this clear? We're going to take further action based on what we find, but I want to understand what we're dealing with first.
Why? How does this keep happening?
Oh, damn.
How does this happen?
Everyone who rolled above a 15, the liquid in your coffee wobbles a little bit.
In mine?
Yeah. If your coffee's on the table, it rattles a little bit. Liquid moved a little bit.
Oh.
Is there anything on the net?
What was that?
Is there anything on the net?
On the net?
I have an Omni hook, and I have enough of a vestige of it with me to check local communications. Is there anything on the net?
I assume that everyone has access to a local internet, but OmniHook is for the intergalactic internet.
I assumed that I had what's it called? Names.
Investigate roll?
No, the
Subjectivity enhancement suite.
the specific SSC internet thing.
Oh yeah.
Well, that's OmniHook is the bulky thing you take with you that can connect to galactic internet.
Right.
But you definitely have a terminal at home that connects you to the campus. The SSC's digital campus. Goodness gracious.
Yeah.
I hope this is coherent at all without
SSCC.
bizarrely intense knowledge of this really convoluted lore. It's fine.
Okay, so I did notice. Cool.
Awesome. Yeah. And bookkeeper, give me check Twitter. Give me a check social media feeds.
I get a +2 on that?
Yes.
Cool.
He goes, yeah, but so I want you to understand that I'm not signing
15.
you up for anything more than that right now. But I want you to have each other's backs and be able to coordinate well. It is necessary to the work. It is necessary to your survival to build communities, and it is rather my brain, the GM, short out. I'm sorry. Contact says it is necessary to your survival to coordinate well with the people around you, and it is necessary to the work to build community. What'd you roll?
15.
15? Yeah. A lot of people telling, a lot of posts telling people to stay away from specific roadways or neighborhoods.
Oh. I've been here for a while. Anything close?
Yeah, it's not. It in fact seems to kind of be moving in this general direction.
I see. All right.
Also, I made sure to order you each your own sweets. Here I know that your frame is a custom job. When we get the chance, I've picked a selection of particular frames you might find interesting if you want custom parts for you.
Yeah, can I we might need to talk after.
Yes, we can talk after this. I will try to always be available should you need me. Ever make me that roll again? With advantage now.
What role is this?
D20 with advantage.
But like, I'm trying to figure out
Oh,
if any of my things are applicable.
Would survival work?
I
Or survive.
if we do that, survival's broad enough to cover every action.
That's true. That's true.
That's true.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the thing. Is like
It's my
if
only
I
concern.
can, I want to optimize, but also
I think
I got a
survival's
19,
mostly for
so I'm good.
bivouacking. Yeah, you're good. Yeah, you're
Okay,
good.
we're good. I got a 14.
Awesome.
Hey, 5.
Hero,
So-
the saucer your coffee cup on is like rattling, with an impact. You'll hear like a faint impact noise somewhere.
Are we up like by a place that is visible? Like,
all
is there a lot
internal
of
walls?
Okay.
No
is
windows.
there a do I know of in the building of a way to get like up to the roof?
Same.
Oh yeah.
Can I head to the roof? Just like not talking to anyone, just sprint out of the room to the roof.
Can I
Yeah.
communicate with Baz and tell them to get the mech ready?
Contact looks behind him at whoever that was that said something in the call. Nods and he goes, I think we might have to take other actions early. It was such a nice meeting. Thank you all. And the feed ends.
Okay.
And I know where my mech is.
Yes, all the mechs are over here.
Excellent.
They're I'm not gonna do this, physically on the table, but like they're under tarps.
Yeah, that'd be difficult.
Is my mech here? No.
Where did you put it?
We said it wasn't here.
Where'd
It
you
sits
Could it
in
have-
the space port, like undercover in one of
I'm
the
not gonna
back
put it very
rooms.
far away.
Okay. I just
I'm gonna say he recommended that you bring it.
Okay.
It'd be very funny if everyone who had a ComCon unit got their mecha turn early.
I mean,
Does your Tesla have autopilot?
oh god. We only have one SSC pilot. There can't be that many Teslas. I mean,
I was going to say, did
Rude.
Mercedes
I built
get
my
the first? Sorry, this is going too much into autopilot licensing stuff that's happened in the last couple of months. I don't need to get into it.
I'm curious.
I do want to know.
Mercedes got the go ahead / permit. I mean, permits don't really exist yet because it's a new technology, but they're allowed officially to like build the first fully self-driving cars,
Oh,
and not Tesla.
that's
Good.
funny.
Yes.
That's
as it
really
should be.
funny.
I mean, as it should be, but also
Yeah.
still fuck Mercedes. So I don't know.
I mean, yeah.
I mean, also, I still don't know if we're completely there yet in terms of what is needed
Yeah.
for self-driving cars. I've seen
Yeah.
some videos.
But future.
I love that the salt circle works. To my knowledge, have they fixed the salt circle, or does it still work? We love the
Yeah.
salt circle.
We love the salt circle to keep the
Oh my
demon
God.
contained.
Keep the demon contained.
For anyone who
who's
doesn't
not-
know, if you in like any sort of chalk or anything like that, draw a circle around a self-driving car, it doesn't do.
You have to
Because they
use
don't wanna cross road
specifically
lines.
road lines, yeah.
It has to be thick enough that it actually registers it as a road line. But
you can salt circle the demons in. It's
you
so
can
funny to me.
use just
You
a
have to
lot
count
of
the
salt.
fingers for AI drawings, and you have to draw a circle around the AI car.
It just gets more gothic horror every time there's a new
It gets-
development, doesn't it?
It's so like we are living in times where actually the warnings of old have come back to fruition. I think that's crazy.
3 nipples, lad! Sorry. I was compelled. Yeah. So Hero, you like round the corner on the stairs, head up to the roof. Anyone want to follow?
Yeah, I'm gonna follow.
Awesome.
I'm gonna head down onto the street.
That's so real. That's so real of you. Freeze out,
I'm
do you
gonna
have
go-
an action you want to take in this moment? Oh, Mars, are you with us?
Oh, sorry. I was reading.
No, you're good. You're good.
I was checking to make sure that I had a CompCon assistant, and I do.
Oh,
My
yeah.
buddy Gerald.
Does everyone have a CompCon assistant?
No.
I have an NHP. Unshackled.
Shackled, free roaming, free reign.
I mean, I guess it's technically shackled, but
I think it's shackled right now.
only because it's growing still.
Yeah, because you're not at the point of friends with it where that's gonna go well.
Mm-hmm.
You Squats was it at normal?
Yeah.
I'm gonna. Let's see. Do I want to go up and have it meet me on the roof, or do I want to go down and risk crossing a street where shit is happening? Wait. If I were to go up, could it meet me on the roof?
Yeah. Okay, what meet you on the
Okay.
roof? The mech?
Okay, cool.
You have a flight system installed?
I mean, I got a rapid burst jump jet.
Yes. I don't know if the roof would like do well necessarily.
Please don't crush this building.
But like it is made of stone. It does look pretty sturdy. These buildings are pretty dang sturdy.
I mean, I'm not planning on jumping up and down a bunch. I just
A
want to.
bunch.
Just
it would probably
the
it's
jump
less
up
damaging
from-
than if you tried to like crawl up the side of it, like that would fuck the windows up.
Yeah.
But like you
I'll
could
say what-
definitely mech landing on the roof.
My idea
I'm
was
not
just to
gonna
have
take from you the ability to be sick as
You
hell.
will-
Like,
You won't be able to see it, but Bastion will give you a withering look.
Well, I'm gonna roll if it's 11 or up. Yes. It's 5. No. I
You
go down
don't
to
do
the
it?
street.
Okay.
gotta
I
go down the street. So reasonable. So reasonable. Our like mech episode 1 box art moment is averted. Yeah, so as Dozer, as you're heading up, you hear like a loud, like you hear the sound of it. Dozer, you've been in a lot of war zones,
Mhm.
or I mean, I don't know if a lot. But you've been in
Not a
enough
lot,
war
but-
zones. You've been in a lot
I've
of war
been in
zone
one for a while.
situations.
Yeah.
You've been in a lot of war zone. Like water doesn't have a plural or an individual noun. That's an explosion. Not artillery fire, but like that's probably chassis mounted, whatever that is.
Okay, yeah, I'm gonna ask Baz to
Building
bring
like
the mech up alongside
shakes a little
the
bit.
building.
Can't you say waters? Like many waters?
I mean, you can, but those are referring to like bodies of water. But like you have a glass of water and you have a lake, it's still water.
Oh, yeah. No, sorry, that was pedantic of me, but I was like, I was doing like the math over the lady's head meme. I was like, but doesn't that isn't there?
You're so reasonable. Steel is heavier than feathers.
I was a steel is heavier than feathers moment.
Yeah, and so both of you arrive on the roof. Bookkeeper and Freeze Out arrive on the ground floor. Oh, my my beautiful moment. My beautiful moment. I've fucked it up. Ignore me.
But
Ignore this thing I'm doing.
What's happening?
Ignore
We
the
can be on the
cinematic. Ignore me having to fiddle with stuff so we can have our cinematic moment. So everyone arrives on the roof, and around this corner. Wait, did I grab the right ones? Did I grab the right ones? I did not.
You fool.
Ding 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 ding. And you know this big beautiful statue that we talked about earlier? Because
Yeah,
sometimes
the one with
if I'm really
nipples.
lucky, I don't even have to be the one to do the foreshadowing. Um,
I mean, if you put nipples on something, I'm gonna probably notice
nipples
it.
cause foreshadowing. This is your DM
Yes.
notes for the day. This is your pro
Yes,
tips.
exactly. I'm just letting you know.
I just want to check.
Shadows?
Am I crazy for seeing a mouth, right? Like down that torso there? Those are
Yeah.
jagged teeth closing, right?
Yeah.
It's fine.
Good.
Yeah.
It's fine. I didn't reuse these assets from elsewhere. Don't worry about it. Uh,
I mean, I can see that being in tone.
I.
No.
uh, and it's gonna be Eleanor because we love life. And in this moment, a like gleaming, shiny, perfect, it's size 2, so it's 60 feet tall. Mech comes like crashing into the side of this statue. Whoa! No, save me clipping. Comes crashing into the statue on the like on the like on the shield of this bright red and gold mech. And you hear one of the pilots go like he's like shouting in his deepest, most what's the word? What is the word? It's because it's not fully
Knightly?
football, bro. It's the
Oh.
there's a bit of that like I don't want to say Bieber because Bieber is like 2 decades out of date, but like that like particular like snide frat bro, my parents are made of money behavior, and he's like ha ha. And the pilot of the big pearl mech goes like now even the fool was not prepared for the Titan's wrath, and grabs him and like chucks him backwards into this car.
God damn it.
And you see another one sort of glittering gold comes zipping up onto this rooftop here.
Either
And like across this car, there we go. And a fourth one sort of like power slides around this corner into the intersection in a defensive stance in front of him. And he's in the sort of in the green and golden white of House of Kings. No, my camera. Does anyone have an action?
I want to know if
Bastion?
Oh no, it was all good. I'm trying to figure out if publicly accusing them of LARPing is enough to make them go away.
I have amazing news. We are in the Karakin trade baronies. If you're a knight, you're not LARPing. That's your life.
That's crazy.
I mean, they're technically they're I don't remember the name. But like the house guard is like a thing.
Can I parkour down these roofs?
Yeah,
To the
you could
ground?
also like make the building.
Yeah, but it'll be faster if I climb down
have
real
something
quick
that will
instead of going.
not break your legs about it.
I live here.
I mean,
I live here, and I have what's the name of the? I have like whatever the thing is that you can keep cool under pressure.
Right, I have an
I
important
don't think
question.
that's useful for parkour.
No,
Have
it is
you-
though, for sure.
Are you able to parkour off of the building you currently live in?
Yeah.
More than
think
once.
Bastion-
Are you able to parkour off the building you live in more than once?
Do you don't think that Bastion goes around practicing parkouring up a building?
I'll tell you what. I'll let you start buying into it next level if you want.
I have stay cool. Perform a test that requires concentration, dexterity, speed, or precision under pressure.
That's about remaining calm.
I mean,
You can very
Because
calmly
otherwise,
break
it's
your leg.
every action.
You're lame. I'll just go down then. I can't believe you won't let me do cool stunts.
Can't believe they won't let
Bind
you
a cool
jump
stuff.
off the
One of the
building.
basic pilot gears lets you. One of the basic pilot outfits lets you fly.
Yeah, I don't want to fly though.
This
I
is
should
real.
I
say-
want to parkour.
Dozer did pick that one. So they're gonna ask
Fuck yeah.
Baz to bring the mech over to the side of the building and jump into it.
That's sick. Does anyone else have an action?
I just want
I'm
to
just
get in my
booking it
mech.
towards the truck that has my mech, under a tarp. I'm gonna do the moment. I'm gonna tear that cloth off.
Oh my god, we got the tearing the cloth off moment. I love this.
Wait, is it faster if I run over to the IFF Gala, or if the IFF Gala runs over to me?
I mean, you can also just do both. You can just like sprint, scoop into the cockpit, single motion.
Yeah. Imagine a joyful reunion, but fucked up.
Yeah.
And also, the tarp doesn't come off until I get there, so it's a little bit of a sheet ghost situation.
That's so good. Bastion, it actually takes probably a little bit more work to climb into your cockpit just because it's higher up.
Yeah, but I've done it like a billion times.
Oh, it's true. Yeah. Oh, it's true. Yeah, scrambling up the side. Or is it like in the like the mech?
Besides maybe Dozer, I think I've probably climbed in this mech the most.
I love this.
If we're no longer in downtime, everything should have a hard rule by this point.
Oh, we are still in narrative.
Oh,
We have not. Combat has not started.
Although I think we just all got in our mechs finally.
They fighting, but like combat has not started. Action to the table. Action to like there's laughter. Percy is like the one in the sorry, how do I use words but not names yet because no one's introduced themselves.
You can just say them by color.
yeah.
The one in the green mech is like now not attacking a poor helpless fool, are you? And you see the guy in the red go, hey.
Have they ruined anything else besides that car?
They did. The size 2 one, right? The 60-foot tall one did go into the side of this statue.
Okay. Bastion's gonna. Is everyone alright if I go?
I do have one quick question first. What is the population of this region looking like? Like, how many people are in these buildings
People
on
live
the
in these
street still?
buildings.
And like, are people on the street still? Have they generally
People
just
have
fled all?
cleared the streets.
Okay, good. Good.
In fact, as the folks who like went down through, the coffee shop is like full of people who are getting off the street.
Is everyone alright if I go now?
Do it.
Bastion's gonna run over and just shout like, "Hey, assholes! People live here! Fuck off!"
Do you mind if,
Good
I'm sorry,
go.
if Dozer sends out just a text message to telling people like, or I don't know, uses Baz to like send out something to tell people to gather at the coffee shop if anybody's on
Yeah.
the street still.
Yeah, definitely. Sorry, camera angle is with the protagonists. I don't know. Camera angle could be with them. They think they're the protagonists. The real problem is not being like the main character. The problem is thinking you're the protagonist of life. A recurring theme, would you believe? Yeah. Oh goodness. The guy in the red mech, the red and gold. You've lived, Bastion. You've lived on this planet your whole life, and it has a lot of traffic from a lot of of different like noble houses. Those are the colors of House of Stone. They're very rich. They are big investors.
Cool.
The guy in the red mech like flips himself back to standing and goes, "Oh, what you're gonna step to me? You're gonna talk shit to me?" One of them is LARPing,
One of them is LARP.
but it's not him. He's just trash. Actions to the table.
Do I know any of these assholes? As in, do I know them from school?
You
There's
don't recognize
no
the.
way.
I would give you a check for that, for like recognizing the frames.
Oh, I mean voices.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, why don't you make me a check to see how much?
Can I also make this check? Wait.
Sure. Oh, do you also attend the college?
Yeah.
Love this.
Oh, so we know each other. What the fuck?
Do we?
Like, we have seen each other's faces at least once. In
Okay,
like
this
walking
is
around
fair.
campus.
I probably do not know you. I
Class
do not
sizes
talk
are
to
really
people.
small. You might not, because it's not like a big college. It's like a
Well,
couple
yeah.
of buildings. It's like a couple of rooms in an office building with other purposes.
Oh,
What?
really? Is that a
Yeah.
does that
It's
count
weird.
as a college?
It's weird.
No.
It counts as a college on paper and in the advertising.
Well, because we're living on a planet where, like, you would send your kids to a very prestigious school, probably off
Exactly.
planet.
This is a vacation spot for rich people that for the noble class that just happens to like have a college because you need to technically have your students. It offers credits that are transferable to any of several major Baronic homeworlds.
There we go.
Based on the colleges in Dubai, also, it puts a heavy emphasis on classes learning the language and culture.
Mm-hmm. Oh, we're really into learning the language and the culture.
Like, youth indoctrination is a huge part of propaganda.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. No, it's
Really.
very much about teaching versions of the Berenice history.
I mean, the secret is, yes, I go to the college, but also I either skip most of the classes or I'm just in the back taking a different class through the SSC system.
Well, you're right, because you have access to the SSC campus, so you probably also study
Yeah.
there.
Which is so much better, and the academics actually teach you things, but also, you know, it would be really, really, really bad looking if I didn't go to college. Like, what the fuck?
Uh-huh.
So I need to show up.
I mean, SSC offers certificates, but also, like, you need to show up. It's politically useful to
Yeah,
show
I mean,
that the
I
people who
show
work at the
up-
SSC embassy are willing to work with the noble houses
Yeah.
and integrate with the culture. It's good for the share price.
Yeah, exactly. I show up because it's kind of required.
It is required.
Like,
It's kind of required in that way that, like, sometimes people are passive-aggressive and also very specific.
yeah.
It's not aggression. It's just certainty that you will.
Yeah.
Does anyone else have an action?
I'm rolling.
I resolved with a 13 for, I guess, investigate.
Oh, yes,
It could
thank
also
you.
be-
Yes. So
I got 4.
of these frames in here. Whoop, 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 whoop. Oh, there we go. There's the right feed. Yeah, so for 13, you recognize this is Percy. He's one of the 2 children of the head of House of Kings. The people who the minor house that like owns this planet, right? He's top of his class every time.
Well, I mean,
Which class?
You've watched him like every class he's in.
So he does go to the college in the city?
He attends the college. He's top of his class every time. He doesn't like. He's not specific. He doesn't ever make too much of a fuss. But you notice like that's one of the students that pays attention, but they don't ask questions a lot. They don't shake the boat. They do like when something's weird or off about a lecture. You have noticed them noticing that. This is Eleanor. She's from House of Order, another like very conservative house, who's a big donor, big investor. Donor and investor are different terms, but investor makes them feel like they're getting their money back. So the term is investor. Eleanor is like she does really well in her history classes. She's really into like mythology. She mostly like what however complex of a library there is, like she's often just like reading books and stories. She really believes in like the idea of like learning things through mythology and like mythology bringing forward ideas of culture. That she's really into traditions and things that are
So she's
traditional.
the one who's LARPing.
She is the one just quoting mythology at people while fighting them. We love her. When she said like the fool, she wasn't like you are the fool. She was quoting like a specific story about the passions, right? The Baronic sort of cultural religious institution.
At some point, maybe not now, do I know how to speak that language specifically? And
Yeah,
can I
I'm not
roll?
going to do language differences. I'm going to have us
No,
all
no, no, no,
speak
no. The
a shared
language
language.
of
But
mythological quoting.
yes, definitely. Make a check at like, can I pull out like relevant quotes relating to history or the passions, and you make a check at that, and I will hand you all you want.
I didn't have his history because there's not a specific trigger for it. I just have investigate and spot
Okay,
and word on the street or get
I
a hold
mean,
of someone.
you can also
Does
make it
one of
about
those
someone.
work?
Has
If
to
there
be
was a
like
read up on things skill, I would have it, but there isn't one.
also happily let you have a read up on things like or like an academic context skill trigger, because we're gonna level up relatively soon.
Okay. In the meantime, can
You
I
don't recognize the person in the size 1/2 like high speed. It looks like a racing suit, like that. That's like almost a Formula One car. Like some of these designed to look cool. This one designed for something. It looks glamorous. It is shiny. Those are the colors of House of Glass. They're known for being very well spoken and very beloved by their people. And like House of Glass, like again, the term isn't knight, but it's escaping me in the moment. But like the really high end pilots in House of Glass like are like the main characters of soap operas.
Oh fuck yeah, they are. Right, I think
And
I
like
remember this.
there's periodicals that follow their love lives. Like House of Glass's vibe is like famous and shiny and sparkling. So it is like very pretty, but also like it's a very optimized machine. What is it for? And down here, of course, you've not noticed this person before in class, but he's from House of Stone. But like, other than that, you have no idea where that noble brat is from.
Incredible.
There's too many of them.
But he is like clearly
The
sort of
list
the
is going
leader
to
of
get
the group.
smaller very shortly.
He is like the leader of the group. He is like head of the crew.
So they are sparring with each other.
Yeah. They're having a grand old time.
Not because I'm going to kill them, but because they will be too embarrassed to show their faces.
All right. I think I've taken an action, so I won't beg to roll anymore. But before this resolves, if it's possible, after someone else's turn, I would like to quote scripture saying, forsooth, something referencing the death of a bystander in like Hamlet or something.
Oh, I love this. Give me a sec to get back to you. Dozer, do you have an action?
Yeah. So was sending out that text just trying to go ahead and make sure that, like people would get out of the way. Can I go ahead and amend that to give them a stream from my mech of the current action going on down here? Like everybody is locally in the region?
Yes.
And then at the same time, just going to go ahead and move up over to here.
Dozer has taken action, go live on Twitch. The most Horus action available. Yeah, go for it.
Do I need to roll anything for that? Like getting into their phones or anything, or just okay?
I mean, I don't know if you like hacking outwardly and putting that into the local area network might be hard, but like posting a feed somewhere that people can find easily.
Would I be able to do the first? Because I'd like to just forcibly give people this information. Like I want it to appear on their screens.
trying to think about what hacking can do.
I do have an NHP,
You have an HP.
and I do know the hack.
Roll once with disadvantage.
All right. Oh crap! I need to look at my character sheet.
If you roll
Would-
low, something will happen.
Am I able to use like the subjectivity enhancement suite with Baz for any kind of bonus?
Remind me? Oh, no, because that's for operating
Okay.
your body.
Okay. The
Sorry,
subjectivity
the gear
enhancement
we
suite's
obliquely
not.
referenced earlier was that Dozer's walking around with a thing that allows his NHP to walk around in his body.
So there's a player 2 neural bypass that does that. The subjectivity enhancement suite makes me better at hacking. Like it lets me go ahead and just like directly interface with systems and experience them.
Oh, my bad. Yeah, go for it. Go for it.
So what should that just be like? No difficulty, or should
No,
that be?
yeah, no difficulty. Just roll me with We got
15.
yeah.
Well,
Excellent. So whether they want it or not, a stream is now going on everybody's phones, and it might be a little bit hard to exit
So
out of that if
first-
they need to do other shit. But
Here's the other fancy trick. Did you include any other encoded information?
no.
That's amazing. The stream goes out with a title on it that you didn't put there.
God.
Oh, good, Baz, good. What was the title?
Have a look-see, Lamau. It wasn't Baz.
Baz. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so my reaction of "oh no" was fair.
Lamau.
Hello, this setting is like really full of people doing just stuff.
But also,
It feels real though.
baby NHP.
Anyone I've known, like everyone that I've ever interacted with who does like actual real life hacking stuff is just like that.
yeah. Hero, are you gonna step to him?
I mean, yeah. I just wanted everyone else a chance to go first.
Oh, are you responding to him when he's saying that to you?
Yeah, I'm gonna run forward. So how does movement work? Can I boost and then do another thing? Can I move,
I
boost,
thought we
do
were
another
gonna.
thing? Oh no.
Please don't start combat.
Oh,
We have other options, and we are not aggressed, and these are important people.
I mean, you're aggressed. I would
Hero
say my home is
sees-
aggressed.
Hero sees some dumbass teens doing dumbass teen shit. Is like, I'm gonna beat them to a pulp.
I'm just
Well, I
kick their
mean,
ass.
you guys say that, but also people could have been killed. Like, not a bit.
Yeah.
People already may have been.
Yeah, we don't know yet. They could have been.
That said, not my action.
I'm going to run forward, boost, and ram. Can I do that?
No.
Is that a thing I can do?
It is a thing you can do. I will note there are people in the building he's standing. He's standing like that's
Can I
the building
boost?
between you and him. There are people in it.
Can I ram in like? Can I ram in like this direction?
I mean, you can do that. Go for it.
Okay. All right.
I will say the option with the least potential for civilian casualties is not the one where you throw around several tons of radioactive metal.
I just don't know if we have a not throwing around several tons of radioactive metal option.
I will say, other characters can also like.
degrees.
Are we able to call out to somebody if we see them, dashing forward? Like they might not choose to listen, but
Oh yeah, no, you have full comms for each other.
wait! I'm streaming this. Fuck.
Have a look, see, Lamau.
Baz is so important to me.
Okay, I will pause in the middle of my running up and say, I'll give you one chance to get the fuck out of here.
I'll duel you for it.
Okay.
Grab your seconds. Hot shot.
Okay. Well, I
Wait,
mean,
what did he?
he did taunt me. I don't have any other option. I'm going to ram him.
I love that you took stay cool as a skill, and also you flatly refuse.
I mean, stay cool is so that I can perform under high intensity.
Oh yeah, stay cool rolled for you for not kicking his ass in that moment.
Quick
You
question.
could
So
also
what are
move here if you wanted to and kick him into the square.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do.
I'm gonna make the executive decision to There's no
Don't
problem.
grab-
Nothing clips ever, and there's no problems, and that's why it was fine to stand there. And that all the map really accepted it and was fine with it.
Can I take a quick narrative action that'll have 0 impact on
Yeah, you can.
the game?
Yeah, you can.
Pen is annoyed and asks Gerald to start to play some soothing music in the cockpit.
Gerald,
Good.
give me that lo-fi hip hop for sleeping and studying too.
Exactly.
And can I ask a quick question? So just what are the terms of a duel on this planet?
Yeah, so they're fairly common. They're usually for arenas, but like there's kind of a local tradition of street dueling. This is very similar to like those kids that drag race in Dubai.
Yeah.
And it's like an actual health hazard. These are those kids. They just have mechs instead of sports cars. Usually
Okay,
you and your
also-
seconds are like directly involved.
Also, I have
It's a mosh
Juggernaut
pit.
1, so when I boost, I get +1 accuracy and knock my target back an additional 2 speed.
Roll me your attack if you wouldn't mind.
Got it.
Roll me your because ram is a melee attack.
Yeah.
Did you mean to have the loading screen up on the stream?
Oh no. Thank you.
Yeah.
And thank you all viewers, if you are still with us. Thank you so much for your patience with the jank. I hope you're having a grand old time with the mech chaos.
Okay, I got a 10.
We've got a 10. Yeah, no, it hits. How many spaces
Yeah.
do you push him back?
So I push him back an additional 2 spaces.
So a total of 3.
Uh-huh.
So is that 1, 2, 3?
Yes, I'm trying to get him away from buildings
Is
mostly.
he also prone?
Yes. Yes? Is that how ramming works?
That's amazing.
I believe ramming knocks them prone.
I think it does. No, it does. Yeah, awesome. Hero like reaches out. Is this a shoulder check? Is this a kick? What is this?
It's a shoulder check.
Awesome. Like boost, flips forward. The Curiouser from House of Stone catches it on their shield and goes like scudding back into the intersection. There's like a bit of a like groove in the street. With that duel well begun, you notice Percy like turns, flips his sword, like all of the like fun, all of the like we're playing a little game is gone because you hit him, because you hit George, and Percy like flips around immediately protectively, everyone
I think
else.
Bastion just says like this isn't some fucking playground.
Yes. And with that, our outro credit music rising. I think that's going to be our title card outro moment for episode 1. And you see Tabitha, the Curiouser from House of Glass, the Scion from House of Glass, here, in response to Hero, just goes, "Oh, this will be fun." And that's it. Thank you all so much for joining us for episode 1 of House of Kings, for Divine Right of Kings. Oh, what a wonderful game! Thanks, y'all. Thank you, everyone who swung by or watched any amount of it. I'm so glad you swung by. I hope you had a good time.
Make sure to follow if you want to see, if you want to
I mean,
See
yeah.
what happens
Also,
next and get a notification when we go live.
Learn
Yeah,
if
all the
this stream
things.
completely destroys our reputation or helps us in any way.
I do love that you chose to live stream, and that the universe was like, actually, I would like to help with this behavior. I think that's beautiful.
Pen
just-
feels like their mech is underdressed
On today's
and is a
episode
little
of
embarrassed.
PR Disaster, I mean, that's just gonna be the experience of fighting kids from the Baronies. They have the bling.
I know.
They
I
have the
want
shine.
the shiny thing.
Nobody had other people's money got to do a mech intro either.
Oh, that's true. I'm sorry. Can we take it back? Can we take it back?
We can always go longer.
Or I was gonna say,
Listen.
do we want that to be the intro? How we start our next episode?
We could
Let's
do
whisper
that.
like a couple little rascals and get our stories straight before
We could
that
do
happens.
that. I
Sounds like a good
I do
plan.
think our dramatic first episode where all this cool stuff happens, we can have a second episode where we then like explain just a little bit. It's not bad. I just there's a lot of like unexplained stuff that we've been up to. Maybe that's the cliffhanger. It's like, what are all these cool characters and their weird vibes and their really intense extant body horror?
That's not all of them.
So, as someone who is familiar with dueling, at least academically, on both foot and mounted, the terms of second, is that a second party or is that a bystander and witness?
It's not bystander and witness. It's your seconds are the people who are dueling with you under this system, which is
Oh,
not like
fuck, man.
standard, but it's we are in the mosh pit now.
Wait, do we pick a fight with all of them?
Yeah.
Or is it two of them?
All of
It's
them.
all of
All
them.
of them versus all of us.
Percy's just
Seconds
very
is
protective
can
of
be a
George.
plural.
Just need to find a way to get people out of these 3 buildings. That's all I need. That'll
Just
make us
walk
look
and
a
run.
little better. I mean, if
Does
they run
everyone
right now
feel the
while
sense
we're
of scale
fighting...
from fighting in a mech? Do you like the sense of scale from fighting in a mech? Would you...
Oh, yeah.
Doesn't it nice having just like massive consequences every time you suit up?
So
All right.
nice.
This has been wonderful. Y'all are great. Thank you everyone who joined in. I don't want to say a goodbye or a thing. I don't know. How's the end of the stream? What do we say?
Abrupt.
Oh shit.
I just
Yes.
bye.
See you next time on House of Kings, everyone. Have a good one.